once mighty army of Azeroth lay among the blackened and charred remains of Stormwind Keep. Those that escaped fled across the Great Sea, bringing tales of the suffering they had faced at the hands of the Orcish hordes. Eager to engage in battle once again, the Orcs constructed ships of war to bear them across the Great Sea. The Orcish warriors yearned for the sounds of battle to fill the air and looked to the far horizon for new blood to spill. Using the weapons forged by their new allies, the humans made haste to prepare for the onslaught. While dwarven cannon were being loaded, others armed themselves with elven steel and mail. United in arms with new allies against a common foe, mankind stands at the shores of destiny and awaits the coming of the Tides of Darkness.
Hello everyone and welcome to Warcraft II, Tides of Darkness, or rather the Battle.net edition, which also includes the expansion pack. But we're not going to start with that, we're going to start with the original Warcraft II campaign. We start with the Orcs. That's the first campaign, and interestingly enough, the Orc campaign from Warcraft Orcs and Humans is actually canon. So it's not the good guys winning, it's actually the bad guys winning. And without further ado, let's get going.
The Horde is preparing to launch an assault against the mainland of Lordaeron. Orgrim Doomhammer, war chief of the Orcish hordes and ruler of the Blackrock clan, has ordered you to establish a small outpost on Lordaeron's southern shores. To secure the Zul'Dare region as Doomhammer demands, you will need to construct a barracks and several farms to feed your troops. Your success may help us determine the extent of the pathetic human defenses and what resistance they can offer against our forces.
So here we are, the famous Warcraft II. Yeah, this game here, while running in a low resolution, it still looks great. Do we actually have enough stuff to construct? Yeah, we can construct a second farm straight away. So let's do just that. So we start with some grunts here, as well as one peon. Interestingly enough, this mission is actually, yeah, for a tutorial mission, relatively easy to lose. I remember the very first time I played this, I explored a little bit with a single grunt. Then I met a human soldier and won the battle. Then I met another one, and that one killed me. Then moved over to my base and then slaughtered my peons and then started dismantling my buildings. And that was pretty much it. So that was a little bit pathetic, but it can happen. But overall, there's little reason to even explore the map. You can just walk around a little bit. But you don't really need to do that, you can actually just hang out in your base, and there's a couple of humans scattered over the map, but they don't attack you unless you come to them. There's also an elf here. Yeah, both the orcs and the humans have new allies. In the previous game it was mostly just them. Now the Orcish horde also includes the trolls as well as goblins and ogres, and the humans have dwarven and elven allies. In fact, interestingly, in Warcraft 3, the humans actually have more elven units than they... Didn't I already build another one of these? Well, I guess I did now. Interestingly enough, they actually have more elven and dwarven units than human units. And I think there's even if you just count the elven units, I think there's still more than there's... Or if you just count the dwarven units, I'm not quite sure. Anyway, we're not playing Warcraft 3 today, we're going to play Warcraft 2. Just to recap the backstory of Warcraft Orcs and Humans a little bit. The Orcs invaded because they had essentially conquered their world but were still extremely war hungry and were looking for new conquests. They gated themselves into this world here and took over the human kingdom of Azeroth. And afterwards, the survivors of the War of the Human Ones fled to Lordaeron, and now the Orcs attempt to conquer Lordaeron as well. That's essentially the gist of it. Warcraft walks... what was I about to say here? Warcraft Orcs and Humans does have a relatively elaborate backstory that's mainly found in the manual. In the actual game there's not that much in it, but how expensive is this one again? Yeah, should have enough for that. But they did retcon quite a bit of that, so they brought back the whole demon backstory and everything, just so the Orcs were a little bit more than just evil barbarian race, murder everybody. And yeah, to us I don't really care about that all that much. I'm not super deep into Warcraft lore anyway. So, by the way, this game here, despite being in a relatively low resolution, it looks gorgeous still. I mean, look at these buildings here and the units, they look really, really good. So we also need to build a barracks to win, which will cost us more wood than we currently have, and also a good amount of gold. But we do have enough gold, so we can start chopping down wood, which always takes forever. Apparently mining gold is a lot faster than chopping down a tree. So here we go. Another thing that was greatly improved from Warcraft 1 to 2 is the interface. You can actually use the Warcraft 1 controls. There's a menu option for that, and you can essentially it disables all context sensitive controls and reduce you to using the buttons or probably the keyboard hotkeys. I don't know why you would do that, but the option is on the table, so if you want to do it, go ahead. There's also an option to turn the Fog of War off, so you've got this nice dense Fog of War in addition to the Shroud of War, and you can turn the fog off. You can't turn the shroud off, but you can turn the fog off, which does make it easier for you, obviously. In theory, it will also make it easier for the computer, but obviously the computer isn't affected by the shroud or the fog in the first place. So yeah, there's that. Also, I like this chopping sound. You could say it's annoying, but for some reason it's not annoying. It's rather soothing. And how much do we need for a barracks again? More than we currently need to farm, so let's just do that. And we can actually have these guys here help. You can essentially have them repair the building, then it gets set up a little bit faster. I think that might actually cost you additional resources. I'm not entirely sure about that, but it could. If it does, this was probably a mistake, but we'll see. Or maybe it doesn't. In any case, that's all we have to do. We could kill everybody on the map. I think there's one more elven unit here somewhere, but we don't really need to. And there we go. So let's attack this gold mine for no reason. And there we go. Yeah, after each mission you get this little victory screen here. It does tell you which clans or nations you fought. The orcs have clans, the humans have nations. And also tells you your rank. To be honest, your rank is not super important, even if you complete this mission perfect in the sense of killing all the enemy units with no losses. You will still just have a slave rank because you didn't slaughter enough to get a high enough score. So this doesn't really rate your performance, it's more like an arbitrary rating. Because the later missions automatically give you a better score. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time in the second mission for the orcs. Take care and goodbye.